When I picked up Feel Good Productivity, I wrestled with the idea of whether it was a book for the super productive or a guide to defeat procrastination. Maybe it lands somewhere in the middle. What I can tell you is that it's easier to get things done when it's fun, which is the thesis of this book by doctor-turned-YouTuber and productivity expert, Ali Abdaal. Whether Ali was helping medical students study for their exams or sharing what he's learned from books, he's always been a teacher at heart. His superpower is his ability to distill information in a fun and engaging way. Personally, reading Atomic Habits by James Clear was like wading through mud. After procrastinating on reading the book, I downloaded the Audible to reduce the friction. There has to be a reason this book has amassed nearly 122,000 Amazon reviews. I kept telling myself there was a pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow. Then I watched Ali's video where he distilled Atomic Habits, and I was hooked. Why couldn't learning always be this fun? The videos are treated as notes to myself. Making the video helps the content stick in my brain, so in a way it's a selfish act, but I'm glad others find it helpful as well, Ali explained during our interview. The love for learning was nurtured at an early age. His grandmother was a school teacher who helped tutor him and his siblings. The book wouldn't have been possible without my mom and my grandma. Secondly, my mom was a doctor and often at work, so my grandma would help us with our English and math. She is the one who made learning fun and interesting. In the midst of the pandemic, Ali was at an inflection point. He was planning on practicing medicine in Australia after a short break when they closed their borders. At that point, he'd already made more money he'd ever seen in his life through selling an online course, earning $27,000 per week. Half-jokingly, he said that 1 year was equivalent to 20 years' worth of salary as a doctor in the UK. He credits a podcast interview with Lewis Howes on helping him make the full-time leap to focus on his business and to relinquish his identity as a doctor. What would it look like in the next 30 days if you completely stopped being of service as a doctor? Lewis asked. Over the next 65 minutes, Ali ultimately realized that he could make a significant impact on others doing what he loves around productivity, rather than just making an impact by being a doctor. One wasn't necessarily better than the other, they were just different paths. The interview felt like a 2-hour therapy session I would recommend to anyone grappling with a career pivot. Ali proceeded to pour 3 years of work to search for the answers to help people achieve more of what matters to them, all while making it more enjoyable. The book is chock full of practical exercises. It's divided into 3 parts, each which tackle a different aspect of feel-good productivity.